The new year is here, and one way you can change things up is by prepping your meals to meet your health and wellness goals. All right, joining us this morning with all the details is Cameron Summers, owner of Fit Foodie Meals. All right, how you doing?
Good.
Okay.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Okay, let's say somebody's at home and they're like, you know what, I'd like to meal prep. What's something that they need to know about?
So, I mean, the thing about meal prepping is a lot of people will look for specific ingredients that they consider healthy for whatever reason, whether it be low fat, low sugar, whatever. The honest truth is the most important thing is when you're putting together a recipe, you want everything to balance out. Oh. So you're trying to get, a good level of macronutrients across the whole meal.
Okay, balance out. Of course, that sometimes it's easier said than done.
Yeah, no doubt.
You're right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, what are we making today?
So today we're doing our Tuscan chicken. We've got some chicken thighs right here as a perfect example of balance because it is a higher fat cut of chicken, but they're delicious, which is the main reason that we use them. We got some onions right there, some sun-dried tomatoes, a little bit of heavy cream, another example of balance, some white wine, a little bit of spice. Okay. Something nice and simple that we're gonna put together over a bed of rice.
It's all about ingredients.
Absolutely, yeah.
The ingredients are great. Okay, so what's the first step?
So what you're gonna do is take those, that's a lot of steam.
That is a lot of steam.
You're going to take those sun-dried tomatoes and toss them in there.
I felt that. Okay, so put these in here, all of them?
Yeah. Yeah, 3/4 of them or so.
Okay, something
that's
like
about
that.
right.
That's about right.
And then if you want to get those moving around a little bit.
Okay. Can definitely. What are some foods, somebody's watching, they're like, maybe I'd like to prep. What are some foods that you would recommend avoiding?
I would never recommend that anybody avoid anything, really. I think everything comes down to balance, if I'm being honest. And then we'll toss a little bit of spinach in there.
Okay, let's put some spinach in here.
So, I think everything comes down to balance. I mean, I used to be very heavy, and I got into meal prepping, and it was a huge part of what made it possible for me to lose all my weight. I think balance,
if you don't mind, tell us, how much weight did you lose?
So I lost about 115, 120 pounds.
120 pounds?
Yeah. Yeah, and it was literally doing this. I didn't step foot in the gym for a very long time.
So this is the main way. I guess eating and nutrition is probably 75% of.
Oh yeah.
Of the whole thing.
No doubt, 75, 80. It's a lot of it.
Yeah.
And let me see. So we're gonna do a little bit of some white wine.
Okay, go ahead.
Some white cooking wine. We'll get that mixed up.
Now, why white instead of red?
The funny thing is, so I have this business. I refuse to consider myself a chef. I just never have. I personally prefer the flavor.
I consider you a chef.
Well, thank you so much. I personally, I just kind of prefer the flavor of the white. I've done red before, and it just doesn't quite get exactly what I'm looking for.
Is this a good way to save money?
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. I mean, meal prep that's a big part of why a lot of people, we're just going to do a little bit of that.
Paste in there?
Yeah. Okay. That's a big part of why a lot of people meal prep is a combination of that and then convenience.
Yeah, convenience and saving money. And, if you stay on a regimen too, that probably helps, I would guess. Okay, so what do we do when this is all put together here?
So once we got that all put together, we're going to add a little bit of heavy cream to it and kind of make a cream sauce. Heavy cream does tend to be high in calories, but everything's about balance.
I was going to say, I would be afraid of heavy cream, but no fear, right?
No, never.
Okay, all right.
You shouldn't be afraid of any food. There's no such thing as bad foods.
Okay.
So let me see, and I'm gonna chop up a little bit of chicken while we're here, while you're doing that.
Let's put that chicken in there.
Yep.
Hey, you got a special offer for us, right?
I do. So now, I think it's really important to make healthy food as accessible as possible for people. So I'm a big fan of keeping things affordable. But we are offering 20% off to anyone who is a viewer with the code GreatDaySA. At fitfoodiesa.com.
Okay, all right. How can they find out more?
So you can go to our website, which is fitfoodiesa.com. We do also have a couple of refrigerator locations around town where you can literally just walk in, buy some food, and leave.
Yeah.
Which is really, really cool. We've got one at Texas Strength Systems off of Broadway. We've got another one at the Lemon Girls on Zarzamora.
Okay.
And we've got that. You can also place retail orders online. We cook every week in our commercial kitchen.
Okay, very good. All right, so that's how you get a hold of them.
Absolutely.
And we put the chicken in.
Go ahead and throw that heavy cream in there.
Okay, let's put some cream in there. And we put the chicken.
Yeah.
And while we're doing all that,
and give that a good mix.
Give that a good mix. Yeah. Okay, go ahead and put the chicken. And while you're doing that, I'll have some in the break.
Absolutely.
All right, we've got a little weather
We're gonna
forecast
toss that
coming up.
chicken and
Great day,
mix it
SA.
in
We'll
there.
be right back.
Awesome.